Do you want your kids to have fun while cooking and baking like our kids do? Well, then you're going to want to pay attention to this video where we show you how to make a DIY kids learning tower. Alright, so all of the cuts and materials are in the woodworking plan for this that are available in our blog post, but you are going to start out by making all the cuts at once and getting ready to build. Once you have all those cuts made and everything is sanded, it's time to build. We started by cutting on our mullet desk collection system. You can get our full review right here. And then it was time to drill pocket holes. There was a lot of pocket holes, and we used our Craig 720 Pro pocket hole jig to drill all the pocket holes that will hold this thing together. We used wood glue and pocket hole screws for all of the joinery to make this an extra secure build because our children were going to be standing on it, and that is the most important thing. Now that we had everything squared away, it was time to build. We started by assembling the legs. The legs were a straight back post with an angled front post connected by 2 bars. We made 2 sides that would hold this whole thing up. Once everything was in place, we connected the 2 sides using 3 bars. 2 of these are at the top, and 1 of them was in the middle at the center support. What you'll see is that the second one here that's at the top is sort of in the way, but this serves as a bar that will hold your child in and keep them from stumbling backwards on the learning tower. Once the leg sets were connected, we added on the step supports. So this was just 2 pieces of wood glued onto the front angle legs, 1 on each side. Once that glue was dry, we drilled holes through each one, 2 holes on each side, and then sunk in a 1-inch dowel into those holes. We used a lot of wood glue on each of those, pressed them into the hole, and then used a rubber mallet to tap them into place. These 2 dowels added a little bit of extra support. We didn't want to have screws going through the side, so we used wood glue to attach the supports and then the dowels to make sure they were totally in place. Once the dowels had been hammered into place on both sides, we used a flush cut saw to saw them off. If you don't have a flush cut saw and you do little projects like this, it's a must. It makes everything nice and smooth and helps everything out. Now it's time to paint. We decided to paint the structure of the learning tower in Behr's NYPD. This is the same color that we used for our mudroom build, which is right off of the kitchen, and the fireplace that you can see from the kitchen. You can get the details to those videos right up here. We stained the step and the platform with a white stain just so that we could have a 2-tone look. As you can see here, it pops off really nicely as we drill in that platform with pocket hole screws. After connecting all of those pocket hole screws, the last step was to attach the step. For this, we did dowels again. We countersunk little holes into the step supports, put little 1/4-inch dowels into each of the steps, added glue on the supports, and then tapped the step into place with those dowels going right into the holes. After everything dried, we put a couple coats of poly on it, and it turned out great. We love this learning tower that is perfect for 2 toddlers to help you bake and cook in the kitchen. And it's easy enough for our 3-year-old to climb on. He's still getting used to it, but he slides right underneath the bar and is ready to help out. Remember, to get the full details and the woodworking plan, go to charlestoncrafted.com.